بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأفضل الصلاة وأزكى التسليم على سيدنا مولانا محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين وحبيب رب العالمين، وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، ورضي الله عن أزواجه وذرياته وأصحابه وأحبابه والتابعين، وعنا معهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Among the ayahs that were recited في سورة الإسراء, after as well, right now we finished, is وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Your Lord decreed, and your Lord asked of you, demanded of you, أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ, that you should not worship anything but Him. No power, no money, no figure, nothing is worthy of worship. Nothing is worthy of your glorification. Nothing is worthy of your devotion. Nothing is worthy of your total obedience but Allahu Rabbul Alameen. After that you are good to your parents. Look how the ayah. Allah decreed, demanded of you that you worship nothing but Him, and that you're good to your parents. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ. It's among the problems today. It's among the problems of being, what is being good to parents? Al-Quran Al-Kareem tells us what's being good to parents. So long they don't ask you to do kufr in Allah, so long they don't ask you to do evil, so long they don't ask you to do bad, listen to them and respect them at all times, irrespective of anything. I'm not saying that parents are perfect or they know everything. Nobody knows everything, and nobody is perfect either. But respect they deserve from you. Not even off. Lower your wings. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Allah says, lower your wings in humility before them. Don't flash your credentials in front of them. Don't flash what Allah has given you in front of them. Indeed, the other, exactly the opposite. Lower your wings, Al-Quran Al-Kareem. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Yani now you learned a couple of words, you want to make yourself Shakespeare in front of them? Yani this is the end of the tarbiyah. You learn two things so you can tell them how wrong and misguided they are. If they are wrong and misguided, how about you do it in a nice, respectful, loving, kind way, while lowering your wing of humility before them. Allah couples this with after Iman. And you know this, I know this, you know this. Alamatul Tawfiq, a sign of success in this dunya and the akhirah if your parents are pleased with you. Sign of success. Sign of barakah. Sign of things going well. I know so many people that they have been in so much trouble. Wallahi, what I think Allah saved them is because they were good to their father. They were good to their mother. You know this. You all know this. And those of you who are young enough and don't know it, watch out, you'll see it. And if you have parents, cherish them. Cherish them. Give them respect. People, I've said that before, people say, is it okay for children to kiss the hands of the parents out of respect? I think they should kiss the feet. I'm not saying it's deen. Huh? Don't say, Shaykh, you're coming up with new bid'ah. No, it's not deen. You don't have to kiss their hands or their feet in the deen. But I tell you something. They kissed your feet when you were a baby. Many times. Many times. Out of endearment and love. They served you, they cleaned you, hey. What goes around comes around. If you want to have barakah in your life, be good with your parents. Show respect to them. Especially when you think they're wrong. Now, obviously, you need to show respect when they're right. Especially when you think they're wrong, lower your wings of humility before them. Show them in a nice, kind, loving, prophetic way the right thing. People embrace Islam, they come to me and say, what do I do with my parents? I said, you need to love them more right now. Because right now you're Muslim, you're supposed to love them more, care about them more, be kind to them more. That's what Islam asks of us. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Allegedly, or some of the stories, they say, Imam Zayn al-Abidin Ali ibn al-Hussein, when he would make food for his mother, he watches before he eats his mother first, so that she picks up the food first. They say, why don't you eat with her? Why do you wait until she's done, then you eat? He allegedly told them, I'm afraid that my fingers will catch a bite that her eye saw first. So I want her to eat. Once she's done, I eat. Your mother, your mother, your mother, your father, your father, your father. Your mother carried you, your father carried you, and your mother. These are basic things in Islam. I'm going to move on. The other ayahs, or many ayahs, another ayah where Allah Azza wa Jal speaks about Iblis. Shaitan became so arrogant, and I said yesterday or the day before, arrogance is the essence of almost all evil. Look, all these wars that are happening in the world, what do you think they're based on? What do you think people fight each other because of religion? Greed, arrogance, envy. Religion's got nothing to do with it. Religion is just a cloak. What democracy, other things is there, these are all cloaks. Nobody kills people for these things. People kill people for greed, envy, arrogance. Arrogance is the essence of all sins. No religion is to be blamed for wars or for violence. You already know that stuff, right? What does, and we said, in Allah la yuhibbul mustakbirin, we talked about that. Allah does not like those who are arrogant. What does Iblis say to Allah Azza wa Jal? Hey, look, asjudu liman khalaqta tina. You want me to make sujood? You want me to honor someone you created from clay? Yani, what is he saying, Iblis? He says, you created me from fire. Fire is more powerful than clay, right? Shaitan believes in firepower, right? Because he's made of fire. He figures fire is power. So he believes in firepower, right? He says, "Asjud liman khalaqta tina." You want me to be to salute someone who is less than me? That's why the father of all racism and prejudice is Shaitan. Yani anyone who has this prejudice and racism, his spiritual father is Iblis, nobody else but Iblis. Right? That's what they follow. Huh? So now he is true. Because he's the first one who said, "Ana khayrun min." He's the first one to ever say, I am better than him just because of my element. That's it. Right? I'm white, I'm black, I'm yellow, I'm green, I'm red, whatever, man. Whatever you are, you're all his creation anyway. Give me a break. What do you think? What makes white better than black and black better than white and red better than yellow? Oh, they're all Allah's creation. Enjoy the colors. I mean, you know. Anyway, celebrate. Don't discriminate. But what he says, he says, أرأيتك هذا الذي, you see, and then he becomes so arrogant with Allah. He speaks to him in a way that lacks respect. أرأيتك هذا الذي, you see, as if you're talking to someone who's equal. Do you see this one that you favored over me? He tells Allah, that's the ayah. أَرَأَيْتَكَ هَذَا, as if you're talking to someone equal to you. You see this one that you favored over me? لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ ذُرِّيَّةً, I will take a hold of all his children and deviate them for you. I'll show you what I can do. As if he's saying like this to Allah. Right? This is how he speaks to Allah Azza wa Jal. I used to, I'll tell you something and I will finish with this. I used to actually, I made mistakes with shaitan, I'll be honest with you. I used to think he's totally helpless and powerless, and he is actually, because Allah tells us in the Quran, مَا كَانَ لِي عَلَيْكُم مِّن سُلْطَانٍ, I have no power over you. What I underestimated from Iblis is not that he has no power, he has absolutely no power. But what I personally underestimated is the power of exposing ideas before you. That's all Iblis can do. He cannot make you anything. Obviously, he's powerless to make you do anything. But I underestimated, and I think many probably underestimate the power of just presenting ideas. That's what Iblis does. He keeps presenting ideas before you until you adopt that idea, it becomes yours, and then you execute the shaitani vision and plans yourself. Very, very dangerous. They call that marketing today. Sorry, marketing guys. I don't mean you're shayateen, astaghfirullah, you're all good people. But what do you do? You market an idea, right? Boom, boom, another idea from a different perspective, another idea from a different dimension. Until the one who doesn't need to get something will get, you make him think that he needs to get it. This is the way. This is the only way. This is the only thing missing. What I am trying to say is be careful of the company you surround yourself with. Because the company you surround yourself with presents you with ideas until you actually pick one without knowing. And you execute it, it becomes yours. That's where the Prophet ﷺ warns us from what? From bad company, and tells us about having good company. Because your guards are not always there to analyze every single idea that's presented before you, especially if it looks good and sounds good. Eventually you might fall for it. Keep yourself around good company. Keep your children around good company. Make sure you can educate your child and make them the best in your home. You throw them in company that's not right, they're going to pick up one of those ideas and they're going to think it's actually theirs. Be careful of those companies. Be careful of the companies that are putting child content nowadays. There is nothing magical nor logical about it. if you're trying to exploit the vulnerabilities of children, rather than allow them to explore their potential and maximize their potential in being superhuman beings, super genius, physicists and poets and artists and musicians and scholars and chemists and entrepreneurs and whatever, you name it. Beat the AI, because pretty soon half of humanity is going to lose their jobs with artificial intelligence. I mean, the only thing that's going to be left out for you is drawing and some arts. That's pretty much it, because everything else AI is going to be able to do better. Might as well start training. Let's be careful of the company and games that children are playing. They're not so innocent, not all of them anyway. They're loaded with ideas, advertisements on the sides, commercials that actually lead the child to do other things, not just the games. You can't throw the child tied in the sea and say, be careful, don't get wet. You need to be able to swim. They're going to get wet. So that's all our job, to try to be part of the children's education. I'm not saying everything out there is bad. There's lots of good out there. But the parents have to be involved to make sure that the children have good company and probably halfway decent ideas presented to them. Because you see what Shaitan had said already, لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ, I will take a hold of all the offspring of this person that you favored over me. So may Allah Ta'ala help us all. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله.